I've gone on outdoor runs ever since I can remember. It was around 6 p.m. one night in the summer. I just finished eating a light dinner and, as usual, decided to go on a run. I always run the same path, neighborhood sidewalks for about a half mile, then pass a gate into the forest where I run another 2 miles. Now, the forest I ran in has 2 separate paths, one paved and one not. The unpaved one is more scenic, so I'll usually take it on the way in. I'll then take the paved path when I turn around and start heading back. The paths into the forest are a bit hidden. I don't think many people know about them, so they're usually not that busy. It's actually kind of rare for me to see another person on my run. But of course, every once in a while, I'll meet some people walking their dog or something. But other than that, I'm pretty much alone. Well, at least I thought I was. I'd been running in the forest for a while now, when I heard a notification coming from my phone. It wasn't a text message, rather an airdrop notification. I could tell from the sound. I panicked. Clearly someone had to have been close to me to send this. I tried to play it off like I didn't hear it and kept running for a few seconds. I then stopped to change the music. In reality, I was pulling out my phone to look at the notification. I clicked on it, and my heart sank. It was a Snapchat picture of me mid-run with the caption, "Come back." Clearly, it was taken just seconds ago. I was wearing the same clothes in the picture and everything. From where the picture was taken, it looked like the person was hiding in the bushes. I put my phone back and started running as fast as I could. I was forced to take the long way out of the forest back to my neighborhood. As I was running, I started hearing rustling and footsteps behind me, but I didn't turn back knowing it would slow me down. When I finally reached the edge of the forest, I began running through backyards to lose whoever was chasing me. It worked, with the last thing I could hear being metal hitting metal, suggesting he or she had some sort of weapon. I still don't know who it was, as like I said, I never looked behind me. I don't even have the slightest clue what they looked like. I don't know what they wanted from me. I never ran in that forest again, and have since turned off my phone's airdrop completely. My brother-in-law and I were on a road trip across the country. We were driving on a remote highway in New Mexico. I'm talking one rest stop or gas station about every 100 miles, every one of them being solitary with no other buildings in sight. By this point, it was already dark. We would take turns driving 4-hour shifts until about 1 or 2 a.m. Then we would stop at a rest stop to sleep. It was a bit past midnight, and with rest stops being as rare as they were, we both agreed to stop for the night at the next one we saw. Another hour passed when we finally saw one. We took the exit, and sure enough, there was your typical middle-of-nowhere rest stop. There was one other car parked in front of the doors off to the side. We got out to go to the bathroom and walked up to the double doors, each of us grabbing a door handle. The doors were locked. I turned and looked around to see if there was a sign explaining why. I mean, the lights were on inside. It didn't look closed. I cupped my hands to the door and further surveyed the inside. That's when I saw it. There was a splash of bright red on what I assume was a closet door near the back. I suddenly realized that I was looking at a huge streak of blood. From the color alone, I could tell it wasn't dry.
I always wonder, chat, with these stories, what race is these people? Because, like, obviously you can't tell from the narration, because the narration is the nigga who channel it is. But I just want to know the demographic of the different people that be kidding themselves in these situations. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm not saying there's a certain demographic that will get caught up in these situations. But I know there's a certain demographic that just goes through so much hardship in life to where as though little shit like this, like, if I would walked up to this, first of all, I'm not going to no rest stop in the middle of the night, bro. It's not happening. Like, if I can't find a telly or something, or I can't afford a telly or something, bro, I'm not sleeping in my car in a random ass area, bro. That's not happening. But even if I was dumb enough to do that, right? And I see um blood on a door or something like that, I mean, I'm out. It's not waiting to investigate. None of that, bro. That's why a horror movie got so much truth to it, because the most curious people is the ones that stick around and want to see, oh my god, and now you're dead. And now you're dead. I'm good, Brody. I'm good, Brody. I'm good. I'm good. Fuck all that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I froze up. My brother-in-law began banging on the door trying to get someone's attention. I stopped him and pointed out the blood on the wall. I could see the color disappear from his face as he noticed it. We both turned to leave. As we were getting back inside our car, I took a better look at the other car in the parking lot. It had no plates, it had multiple dents, and there was an empty gun rack in the back window of it. We pulled out, and as we were driving off, I saw the door to the rest stop start opening. I didn't really see anyone though. We pulled away before anyone actually came out. We weren't able to call the police for at least a couple hours. We had no service. When we finally did, they assured us they'd inspect the place. Days later, I called the sheriff's department in the county where we stopped that night, asking about what happened or what they found. They told me they'd search their records and call me back with what came up. As far as I know, I never received a call back. I was home alone with my dog. It was around midnight, and I decided to let him outside one last time before going to bed. I opened the front door, and he went off running out into the night. I then closed and locked it while I went to go get ready for bed. This was pretty routine. After using the bathroom, he usually liked to walk around for a few minutes before coming back inside. As I was walking back downstairs, I could hear scratching on the door. This was how my dog would let me know he was ready to be let back inside, so I headed over to open the door. I don't know why, but ever since I was young, I've always had the habit of looking through the door's peephole before opening it. Like, it doesn't matter the situation.
You say that as if that's a bad thing, bro. I'm a firm believer, chat. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready, gang. So I don't care if you in the comfort of your house in Beverly Hills. Like, that's just like when people be talking about they be living in areas where they can just leave their door unlocked and stuff like that, or how niggas talk about in Japan, you could just leave your wallet in the street and come back and it won't be touched. When I get enough money and take a trip to Japan, I'm gonna test that out. Okay? I'm gonna test it out. But I'm gonna leave a wallet with nothing in it, because why would I leave a wallet with actual stuff in it, right? Or I leave like a little $20 in there or something like that, and then I'll just go off doing whatever for a whole 24 hours, because I'm gonna actually test the whole 24 hours, then come back and see if they got some shit. You feel me?
Situation. I can't open the door without knowing 100% who it is.
You're right.
I do this, and instead of seeing my dog, I see a man with his head down, staring very intently at the door handle. I froze with my eyes still glued to the peephole. I then heard the scratching again, louder this time. It was the man. I could see his hands moving up and down against the door. He was pretending to be my dog to get me to open the door. I was worried for my dog's safety. I wanted to call the police, but I didn't think they would take me seriously. I tried taking a picture of the man with my phone, knowing I could at least make a report.
That's where people be fucking up at too, gang. Like, if you're gonna call the police, call the police, bro. Don't be on some, oh, I was gonna call them, but, like, that could be the way your life got saved, bro. And especially if you a YT. Like, you will be good.
But my camera couldn't take pictures through the peephole. It was too small. You couldn't make out anything behind the glass. All of a sudden, the man lifts up his shirt and pulls out a knife. He begins trying to pick the door's lock. This went on for maybe a minute, when my dog finally noticed him and started barking. Now, my dog isn't that big. He's actually pretty small, but he has a deep-sounding bark. That, mixed with the fact that it was dark, and the man likely couldn't see my dog, was enough to startle him into running off. My dog retook his place at the front door, to which I quickly opened it and let him back in. It's been a while since this happened, and I've since moved to a new house. I did end up filing a police report, but they weren't able to come up with any suspects. I'm currently living in my car after being put in a poor financial situation because of some circumstances that I won't mention. I'd just gotten off of a long shift at work and was extremely exhausted. I parked in some random Walmart parking lot and got into the back of my car. I reached over and put the keys in the ignition so that I could keep the heat on. I laid down and fell asleep right away, unfortunately forgetting to lock my doors. Now, I've always been a heavy sleeper. It takes a lot to get me up. I remember opening my eyes, my other senses slowly coming to me. It was still dark outside, and there was this slight humming sound. I instinctively looked out one of the windows. I could see trees quickly passing by. Someone was in the driver's seat and the car was moving. They were wearing a hood, so I couldn't see their face.
See? See? Why are you sleeping in a random parking lot with your keys in the ignition, man? And I don't care how heavy I sleep. Well, no, I think when I was younger, I slept heavier. Now, I think the littlest shit wake me up, bro. No cap. Plus, not to mention, I don't know, where's like insomniac or something where you can't really sleep. Like, I could go to sleep for like an hour, 2 hours, then just wake back up. That's another reason why I was streaming so late, because I wanted to get myself tired, you feel me, so I could just go to sleep. But it slightly worked a little bit, but it slightly worked for a little bit, but I ended up still waking up. So yeah, it worked, but it didn't work, I guess. Alright. Fat mustache.
I slowly reached over to the passenger side back door compartment where I kept a knife. I grabbed it and abruptly pointed it at the guy as I screamed at him. He must have seen the knife through the rearview mirror, as he didn't even look back at me before slamming on the brakes, opening the door and getting out. He ran in a straight line directly into the forest that was covering the road on both sides. I sat there trying to catch my breath. I had no idea where I was. The best description.
That's when you hop in the front seat, shut the door, lock it, and then get yourself together before you pull off. You trying to catch your breath and all this stuff, like this dude ain't just run out your car and leave the door open. Like the next man ain't finna run in that one.
Description I can give is some sketchy road in a tightly compacted forest. I locked all the doors. I checked my phone. It was 3 a.m. I had no phone service, so I turned around and started driving back until I got some. I was 2 hours away from the parking lot I had fallen asleep in. I don't know who that guy was. I never saw his face.
So a random man was driving your car while you was in it for 2 hours before you woke up. I think if anything, you should be grateful enough to even be able to tell his story, man.
A part of me thinks he was simply trying to steal the car, not realizing I was sleeping in the back. But how could he not have seen me? I worry it was an attempted abduction. In my early 20s, I was using Tinder a lot. Sometimes I would go out with a girl and we wouldn't connect, or I'd just get stood up. I eventually matched with this one girl who was really close to me. It was like
I don't know how people do them dating sites, chat. Like, I don't even hit girls back in the DMs unless I actually know you in real life, bro. Like, catfishing is at all time high. Y'all remember that show? I look, keep on watch some of that now.
a couple miles or something. I knew this Meta profile must have been new, because I'd already been on the app for a while now, and it was getting to the point where it was starting to suggest people that were really far away. We talked for about a day, and decided to go out for dinner that evening. The plan was I would pick her up and we would go from there. I got in my car and set my GPS to the address she gave me. It was an apartment complex. When I got there, I texted her asking which apartment door was hers. I drove around the open complex searching for the right numbers, until I finally got to her building. I texted her that I was parked right outside. Immediately, I got a text back insisting I come meet her at the door. I found this kind of annoying because there was nowhere close to park.
Nope. Nope. No. 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 You meeting a girl this late at night in a random ass place. You don't know where you at. Only she know where y'all at. And she telling you, oh, come meet me at the door. Stand outside the door. How about that? Stand outside the door. And even then, you can stand outside the door and I'll pull up right in front of your door and then we drive somewhere. Alright. I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger, chat, I guess my mindset was different. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a human at the end of the day. You feel me? Me and my mindset that I have now has come from a lot of dumb shit that I've done or like dumb shit that has happened to me. You feel me? So like I was young. You wanna know something funny? It's not funny. But it's like funny now, I guess, right? So I remember I was younger, right? And I wasn't like, I forgot how old I was. I was in my teens though. Like I wasn't too young. Like I should have known better, but let's be real. You in your teens, that's when your testosterone and all that is racing and all that. You feel me? So long story short, I remember going to this party, right? And I was talking to one of my mans at the party, and he had put me hip to this little freak. You know what I'm saying? He had put me hip to this little freak. So, whatchamacallit? I remember I was texting Shorty for a little bit, right? She was sending me pictures. First, she was sending me like regular pictures so I could see what she looked like. Da, 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 da. I go, yeah, she look cool for real. Sent her some pictures of me so she knew what I looked like. Da, 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 da. Now the thing is, let me throw out there, because we talking about dating apps and stuff like that. I don't want niggas to be like, why is y'all sending pictures? Da, 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 da. Look, I know it was a real person because this was actually one of my man's homegirls. You feel me? But whatchamacallit? I remember it was one time, right? And this was when I was in college. Matter of fact, yeah, this was college. So I had left my people's crib. But like I told my peoples that I was going to school and I was gonna like have like a little movie night with some people on campus and stuff like that. Whole time I went to campus, right? And it's crazy as fuck, bro. I went to campus, right? And the way the campus is up, like it's a long campus, you feel me? But once you get like towards the end, like, and especially if it's dark outside, you feel me? Like when you get to the end, and you like by the engineering buildings and stuff. Mind you, I went to Morgan State. If y'all know Morgan State University, you know what I'm talking about. But when you get to the end, it's just like a big ass building to your right. First of all, you gotta walk like through like some like fake forest type thing from like the business building and get to that building, and then there's a long ass parking lot on the other side. You feel me? And you just walk through the parking lot, or you can walk on the sidewalk, go in the building, da da da. You feel me? And I had walked there because my plan was with Shorty, I was gonna call an Uber to her shit. But I remembered I was waiting for her to get back home or something because she said something was wrong with her brother, and she was at the hospital with her brother or something. And the whole time I'm just thinking like, bitch, you at the hospital with your brother. I forgot what she said was wrong with him, but I know it wasn't something good. And like, I was just thinking like, damn, this bitch at the hospital with her brother, and she's still trying to see what's up with her nigga. So you know, young me, I'm just waiting around on campus, da 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 da. You feel me? But I'm walking through the little forest area in between the business building and the engineering building, right? And when I get to like the steps before you get to like the parking lot, right? I seen two niggas running across the street with hoods on, right? So mind you, it's late. I mean, it's not late. It's like probably like 9, 10, right? So like, and I think it was a weekend. I think it was a weekend. Yeah, because I remember earlier that day, I had, whatchamacallit. I remember earlier that day, I had, went to the mall because I had got my, refund check from college. So I went to the mall and I treated me, my brother, and my sister. Got us all some shoes. I got me and my brother some gold watches. Um, and got my sister a hoodie. I got a bunch of stuff. You feel me? But and it's funny. And that don't even matter. I was just saying it don't even matter. But anyway, back to the story. I see but yeah, it's around the time where the camp is still a little lit. But in the area where I was at, only reason for you to be in that area is if like your house is somewhere near there, like if you lived off campus, or if you lived in like Morgan View or something, it was like an easy way to walk from, you know what I mean? But like, or if you was leaving class, because it was night classes too. But I saw two niggas running across the street, right? And something told me, let me just duck off to the side of this little wood area, right? So I'm sitting behind a tree. You feel me? And it was two people, I think it was two girls, coming out the engineering building, right? I felt so bad for them, bro. Cause I just remember the two guys running across the street and they walked up to the girls and they robbed them. Like, took the girls' shoes, chain, wallet, phones, all that. You feel me? And mind you, I'm behind the tree just watching this shit. But real gangster shit, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not playing Captain Save-A-Ho, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not playing Captain Save-A-Ho. That's not happening. That's not happening. So, I remember the dudes finished robbing the girls, and then they run back across the street, and the girls just run away, and whatchamacallit, the girls just run away, and screaming and stuff, da da da, right? And then at that moment, I was like, you know what? Pussy ain't worth my life, gang. That coochie is not worth my life, gang, at all. I was standing in what I thought was a safe area the whole time. That shit was like a war zone at night. Waiting on a girl to hit me back so then I could call an Uber to her apartment and stuff and get right. You feel me? But that didn't end up happening. That did not end up happening, bro. Cause I said, fuck that shit. I left. But long story short, bro, it's too many people catfishing, bro. Like, it's niggas catfishing as females. I'll be damned to fuck with a female that I only know online. I can't, bro. I can't.
Work. I had to go a bit further away to find.
Like, I feel like, and plus, I feel like that, like, desensitize, like, how you interact with people. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't have a regular conversation with somebody in real life to where you gotta talk to them through apps and stuff like that, you gotta get your shit together, my boy. And that's just Wannie being real.
In a spot. As I was walking towards her building, I pulled up her profile one last time to remind myself again exactly what she looked like. I scrolled through her pictures and noticed they were inconsistent. Like each picture was a similar looking but still different girl. I had no idea how I...
What the fuck did I just say, Chad? Why? First of all, why are you even meeting a girl and you gotta, on your way to meeting her, and you've been talking to her for a minute, but on your way to meeting her, you gotta remind yourself what she looks like, and then at that moment is when you realize, oh, she might actually, this might not actually be a real girl. Like, you tripping. You telling me when you first saw her profile, before y'all even, I don't even know how that shit worked, like, as far as, like, the dating apps and stuff, but when you saw her profile before y'all connected or whatever, you didn't notice then that each picture was a different girl? That each picture looked like a Google image? You know something funny, though? Hold on. You know something funny, though? Real quick story. I have catfished somebody before. But it wasn't on no, like, I feel like most people catfishing, they catfish because they be lonely and they feel like people don't actually like the real them and stuff like that. Crazy thing is, the person I catfished, I actually knew, like, in real life. You feel me? Like, I was just playing around, bro. Like, on, like, gangster shit. Y'all remember Kick? Not Kick, the streaming app, but Kick, the messaging app. All the real know, gang. Them motherfucking group messages in class, bro, used to bang. Not only that, but I felt like Kick used to be like what niggas is now, asking girls for their Instagram or whatever so they can DM them and stuff like that. I feel like if you had a girl's Kick, bro, that was damn near direct message. Like, you damn near had their number, bro. No cap. But it was this one girl, and I'm not gonna say her name because when I blow and she see this, she's probably gonna be mad. And it's okay though. It's okay though. I 100% fully understand. I fully understand. But it was this one girl that I had class with and stuff like that. And I don't even remember what made me do it. I was like, fuck it. Let me make a fake Kick, you know what I'm saying? And hit her profile through the fake Kick. You feel me? But I think during that time, Shorty actually like started catching feelings. And like, young, immature me at the time did not understand that. I was just having fun and making a game out of it. You feel me? But then it got to a point where like, it was crazy too though, cause she used to ask me to like send her pictures and stuff like that. Nigga, I don't know how the fuck she didn't realize it was a fake page, bro. I think one of the pictures I sent her, real life, on everything I love chat, I think one of the pictures was an old picture of Bow Wow. On God. On God. I think one of the pictures was literally an old picture of Bow Wow, a young picture of Bow Wow, bro. And she still caught on. I mean, she still was going for it, bro. I'm talking about like texting every day and all. Like, imagine you being in class with a girl, right? And she's texting this random nigga or whatever. But like, as soon as she send the message, like you checking your phone and you typing back, and then as soon as you put your phone away, she pulling her phone out because she just got a message. I'm surprised she never caught on to that either. Like when I say I'm not gonna say the name, but just know, Shawty, we had a lot of classes together, like a lot of classes together. One class we repeatedly had together every year. That might be a little. That might have gave it away a little bit, not to the world, but to the girl. You know what I'm saying? But come to find out, after high school, I found out Shorty actually wanted me, not the fake nigga. Me. I mean, she wanted the fake nigga, but I found out she also wanted me too. You know that one thing that used to piss me off, chat? All the bad bitches that was going to school with me and then finding out once we left school that they actually had crushes on me, and I'm like, bitch, little do you know, if you would have told me this shit in high school, we would have been auditioning for the next season of 16 and Pregnant. No cap. Like, why are you playing with me? Why are you playing with me? Like, seriously. Like, that shit used to blow the fuck out of me. Because I found out about a lot of them as soon as I went to college. And it's like, bitch, y'all made it seem like a nigga was ugly. Whole time y'all wanted a nigga. Whole time. But then, these are the same bitches. When I was in relationships with other girls, they'd be like, oh yeah, da 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 da, whoop de whoop. And then when I'm not around, y'all telling people like, why he picking her? Da da da. Cause bitch, she was the only one available. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like it was a group of girls at my school with no problem I would have took serious. On God, on God. And only a select few got to see the Wannie Miyagi special. You know what I mean? And a couple of them still hip to this day. Oh God. But seriously though, like it's one girl specifically. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I found my best friend told me she wanted me. I ain't gonna lie, gang. I still want her to this day. She done had a kid. She done had a boyfriend. All type of shit since then. I still want her. I don't know if she with that nigga now. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Chad. One thing about me, when I put my mind towards something, that shit get accomplished. No cap. So, I feel like if I really wanted to pursue her, I could get her. Especially now knowing that you wanted me in high school. Like, to be honest, I don't look that different from high school. I just got facial hair now, and I got more hair on my head now. Well, I let my hair grow out. That's it. And I got swag now. I mean, I had a little swag. Like, I ain't gonna lie. High school, I ain't gonna now I think about it, bro. The stuff I used to put together and thought I was the shit, bro. That shit wasn't about nothing. And I'm talking about that shit wasn't about nothing. But I did, like, no matter what, I always had some fly ass shoes, gang. I always had some fly ass shoes. Like, No cap. I remember a nigga one time asked me, he was like, bro, you used to stay with like all the nice shoes, da 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 da. Like I'm talking about like I had different shoes for gym, different shoes for school, all that, bro. Like one thing about me, my shoe game has always been on point. My hat game has always been on point. You feel me? Now we done got up, you know what I'm saying? Pants going a little crazy now, shirt going a little crazy now, you know what I'm talking. Shirt going a little crazy now, you know what I'm talking. Shit like that. You feel me? But my fault. My fault.
I didn't notice this before. I gave her the benefit of the doubt and just assumed it was some of her friends or something.
Tripping.
I walked to the door.
Yeah, she's gonna post pictures of her friends on her profile that other niggas gonna see and think it's her when in actuality it's her friend. That makes sense. That's why you gave her the benefit of the doubt because that makes so much sense, don't it? You're tripping, man.
And was surprised to find it was unlocked and even slightly cracked open. I reached out my hand to knock, but before I did, I heard a voice from behind the door whisper, "Be quiet, he's coming up to the door." It was a male voice. I got a gut reaction to leave or something was going to happen to me. I turned around and ran out of the complex back to my car. When I got home, I checked my phone and saw that I had 2 new notifications, both from the Tinder account. One said something like, "I saw you, where'd you go?" And the other said, "Come back." I ignored these messages, but before I went to bed, I got another text from the account. This one simply said, "We got your license plate number." I deleted the app right then and there. I work a night security job. It was 4 a.m. I'd just gotten off of a 10-hour shift and was exhausted. I was also pretty hungry, so I decided to order some food on my phone. I placed my order and put on a movie as I waited. Eventually, I hear the doorbell ring.
What the hell is open at 4 a.m.? To eat? Besides like McDonald's.
I'd set the option to contactless delivery, so I waited to get the photo sent to the delivery app before I got up. A couple more minutes pass, and I see the photo of my food on the doorstep. I was about to get up and go get it, when I heard aggressive banging on the door, followed by a man's voice yelling out that my food was here. I was a bit annoyed that the driver was still here, because again, I had the option set to contactless delivery. I pulled up the app and texted him this, saying it's okay for him to leave. The banging continued. I was waiting for him to finally see the text and leave, but that never happened. I finally decided to just open my door and tell him in person. I walked up to the door and opened it. Immediately, a grimy-looking man lunged at me, but what he didn't realize is that I'd yet to unlock the screen door as well. Seeing all this, I slammed the main door and relocked it. I called the police and reported the man. When they arrived, he was gone. We opened the delivery app to try and find out who he was. When we did, I noticed I had a text back from the driver. It was a confused message explaining how he had left the moment he took the picture of the food, and how he was never banging on my door. He had no idea what I was talking about. I ended up filing a report with the police, and that was it. I don't know who that guy was then. I don't know what he was planning that would make him go so far as to fake being my delivery driver just to get me to unlock the door. I still think about how he lunged at me, and how if I had left the screen door unlocked, he easily could have gotten inside.
I want to watch one more quick one, and then